Yo, what's up? My name is Suspect. Today I'm gonna show you how to build a sub from scratch and make a drop with the NS Audio all-in-one hardstyle collection. Let's go!
NS Audio.
So I'm starting with kick 2 from Nicky Romero. You could just take one of the presets here. I took the Hard House Damage Control. So this is our basic start. What we're gonna do, we're gonna use a Valhalla, a little bit of reverb because that interacts nice with the distortion we're gonna add later on. I just took a Trash. It's one of the presets called Crispy in the Drive folder. Pushed it a little bit, nothing too crazy.
New course season is here. Join our live small class community with personalized coaching from expert teachers. In year 1, learn to build your tracks in 20 lessons of 60 hours in total. Year 2, create an EP, do photo shoots, release strategy, guest lessons, and more. Several studios, several pro teachers, discount on huge plugin brands, and much more. This is the only live hard dance course. No pre-recorded content, just you, your music, and real results. Spots are limited. Register now.
Then I took the Beat Crusher from NS Audio. It's a really nice plugin. I used it for the clipping. I pushed 15 dB, around 370 Hertz with it. Inflator, of course. I don't know, I just put it on every time whenever I want it. A little bit of EQing. Again, a Valhalla. It's barely hearable, but I don't know. It's just something I use a lot. Again, another EQ. This is also the technique I use for my normal kicks, so that's why I'm boosting it all around. At the end, you can use it as a kick normal if you got the good result, or you can also cut off all the highs and just use it for the sub and layer it with some nice samples. Little bit of a boost in the sub again, compressor to push it all up. Yeah, it's just the C1 is really underrated in my opinion. It's a really nice plugin. If you have waves, go check it out. This is what we have right now. And I'm just topping it off because I want to use this for my sub. So I cut everything above 185 Hertz. And then I'm using an LFO to get a little bit of a movement in the sub and to get a little bit of a clap long feeling because it's really nice. What we're gonna do, we're gonna render this out and we're gonna use it in one of the other projects. So we're gonna build a track around it. Okay, so here we are in the project. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna build the kick with the samples from NS Audio and with the sub we just made. So to start off, this is the kick I made with it. It's a nice kick in my opinion. So this is the sub we used. Okay, so this is the sub we just made. What we did again, we put a little bit of compression on it, EQ to boost the lows a little bit, and an inflator again to get a little bit of a nice, crunchy feel to the sub. This is how it sounds. I took a punch from the NS Audio all-in-one hardstyle collection and tweaked it a little bit. I used the saturation knob. It's one of my favorite plugins. Again, some compression. You can't have enough compression in my opinion. And I cut off the lows. So I cut off the lows because I'm adding it in another layer. This is how it sounds. Put some reverb on it. I took a tail. I think it's from the normal hardstyle kicks. And I used it to add some extra crunch into the tail. At the end, I just have a little click. I just have a little click with some sub. and this is the end result. Then I made another kick, basically the same trick, but just a different sound. And now we're gonna see how we're gonna use it into the track. So I started off with some random vocals from Splice. If you have no inspiration, go to Splice and just search some random stuff and you'll get something nice. So for the vocals, CLA, vocal stereo, it's basically a plugin that does multiple things. You can see treble, compress, you can also add reverb, delay, pitch. I'm never using those. An OTT, an imager to put it a little bit more into mono. Again, a compressor, a FOB filter to cut off the lows again, because you don't want the lows to interfere with the rest of your drums. And a gate, because I pushed it really loud. And I used the gate because you can hear some white noise because you pushed it too loud. I took a screech from the All-in-One Hardstyle collection. It's a really nice one. There's a bunch of screeches in there that I would use as well. What I did, I just chop it up into a nice pattern. Let's check it out. So I put a filter on it because it's a build-up, of course. It's a nice way to introduce your screeches into your build-up. Just keep it a bit down so you can put it full volume in the fake drop. I took some samples as well, some loops, some claps. These are some basic crashes, sweeps, whatever. You can find those anywhere. For a little detail, I also use some FX kicks. Let's check the build-up. A lot of nice samples that I could use from the All-in-One Hardstyle collection. So if you didn't get it, check it out. It's a really nice one. Now we're gonna get into the drop. I showed you guys how I made the kicks. And now we're gonna check out how I put some sounds around it. At first, we're gonna use it nice and dry. Just a screech and a kick. In my opinion, that's the way you get the most impact in your track. Little extra information. What I do is I automate the reverbs. So on the parts I don't want any reverb to be there, I just cut it off. So for example, this part. You can really hear it, that the reverb is going on, but you don't want to have that on those kind of parts. Let's check the drop out now. Did a little bit of a kick roll with some basic EQing. I cut off all the lows because you don't want that first kick roll to have impact on the impact of your first kick. Okay, so that's the first part of the drop. Did nothing crazy, just a bit of kick rolls, and again, try just a screech, just a kick, nothing crazy going on. Second part, I used a little hi-hat to add some extra drive. And again, I'm playing with the reverb. So on the parts that the vocal is playing, I don't want any reverb. And for example, the next part, the kick is hitting in again. There's no reverb going on because in my opinion, you will get more impact on the first kick again. For the second part of the drop, I switched to triplets. In my opinion, it's a nice way to keep the tune interesting and switch around a little bit. So I just chopped up some vocals, changed the pattern a little bit, and made another little fake drop. So again, nothing too crazy going on, just a kick and a screech. The only thing I did is I changed the screech with an LFO, so it's making that stutter sound. It's just a nice way to keep the same sound but switch up the feeling of it. So you can reuse the same sound multiple times without getting boring. And for the second part, I used the same kick again, but I just changed the reverb a little bit and the movement of the tail. So you get that nice triplet feeling. So at the end, I used a lot of the same sounds, but in my opinion, it did get boring. To top it off, some of the empty spaces I filled it in with the snare from the All-in-One Hardstyle collection. It just gives a little bit of extra drive to it, in my opinion.